And anything that can help take that pain away and make it more manageable, that has my attention. I love the free delivery, and they take care of the paperwork for you. So if you have Medicare and need help for back, ankle, knee, or shoulder pain, please call the Health Alert Hotline at 800-428-1570. That's 800-428-1570. Agents are standing by 24/7, so go ahead and call now. 800-428-1570.
Welcome, folks, to Fifth Street Sports. I'm Frank Perez. I will be joined with my two co-hosts, Oklahoma Brian and Florida Rick. We're on Sports Byline USA Radio Network. You can catch us on the American Forces Network, iHeartRadio. We're streaming on YouTube and Facebook. Hey, Brian, I think they've, after this story that you beat the press by I don't know how many weeks, you may be, you might have to change your name to Oklahoma Snowden. But
yes.
So if Rick and I one time, if we can't get a radar fix on you one time for a couple of weeks, can we assume that maybe you had to leave the country like the WikiLeaks guy?
Yeah, or I'm being held captive, one or the other.
Well, Brian, I mean, you yesterday in your 6-digit games, your 6-digit game numbers, once again, you were perfect. I think Fifth Street, what were we, Rick, like 7-2 with your NBAs?
7-2 for the day. Yeah, the only losses being Oklahoma, and I believe actually we were a little confused, Brian, because one of your picks said Alabama A&M, but I think you meant Alabama State.
Yeah, yep. I saw that after the show. Yep. Yeah.
So yeah, that was a loss because the game it was so that you actually did lose one of those plays, but still 3-1's pretty damn good. So yeah, we'll take 7-2, and we'll just continuing our hot streak that we've had for I don't know how many weeks now. So college basketball is starting to look a little bit too easy, Frank.
It is. We are doing phenomenal, guys. And last week we tore it up, and we opened up again this week. By the way, we do have for our third segment, you guys, we got one game in from Joey Casano. We'll release that in the third segment. And, of course, all your things. I like a game today, too, believe it or not.
All right.
So can't wait to hear that one.
Guys, we got a great show. We're going to break it out with Brian's insider info on the college scandals going on. Rick's back. He's going to give us some good info. Boy, we got a great show, you guys. I just can't wait to get to our picks. And everybody that's been listening, I hope you're paying attention and betting what we're giving you, because I know we're just a couple of guys here in a basement having a good time, but we're giving you out the best stuff in the country. Fifth Street Sports, we got to take a timeout. Back in 3 minutes.
And now today's Bob Evans foodie lesson, nostalgic eating. Did you know there's a strong link between sense and emotional memory? The smell of different foods can evoke vivid and detailed emotional memories of our past. For example, the scent of a deep-fried corn dog may remind us of a state fair in the summer. Because odor-evoked memories tend to be positive, the smell improves the mood and produces feelings of social connectedness. And now a word from Bob Evans.
You're the family chef, but with homework, practices, email, getting a good meal on the table is tough. Sometimes the best choice is the easy choice. Delicious Bob Evans mashed potatoes and mac and cheese, made with ingredients like real milk, butter, potatoes, and cheese. Bob Evans sides are ready in the microwave in 6 minutes, and they're the perfect complement to any meal. Once your family tries them, it'll be love at first bite. Get Bob Evans sides today in the refrigerated section at your favorite grocery store.
Bob Evans. Down on the farm.
Hey travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call, because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
855-325-1780. 855-325-1780. That's 855-325-1780.
Using an overpriced trash bag?
Pricey, pricey, pricey!
A bag that breaks?
Whippy, whippy, whippy!
Or a smelly bag?
Stinky, stinky, stinky!
Time to switch to Hefty Ultra Strong trash bags, always at an ultra low price.
Hefty, hefty, hefty!
They're our best bags yet, and they cost less than Glad Force Flex, where sold head to head. So you'll be
happy, happy, happy!
Hefty Ultra Strong with Arm & Hammer odor control. Also available in heavy-duty black bags.
Hefty, hefty, hefty!
Cars that sound like this. Trust Pennzoil Synthetics to protect their engines in extreme conditions. Top racing teams know that Pennzoil Synthetics give them the performance to help them succeed. And your car's engine deserves the same. Because your daily commute is no less important. Get complete protection for top engine performance, just like the pros. Go to Pennzoil.com/oil change offer to save. Terms apply.
All right, folks, we're back. It's Fifth Street Sports, Oklahoma Brian, Florida Rick, and myself, Frank Perez, on Sports Byline USA Radio Network. Hoping to get Joey Casano on tomorrow or Thursday, guys. But Brian, yesterday we got off. I think we ran out of airtime because you were in a kind of not a very good Wi-Fi location. But I would take these hot shots minus 14.5 against your Alabama crew.
That would be the worst bet you ever made. Boy, I'm worried for you. That's a serious lack of judgment. I know what you're thinking, and I heard your argument yesterday, and you have made the argument many times, and you might actually be right about the Alabama versus the Buffalo Bills or Alabama versus the Arizona Cardinals, but you are dead wrong about Alabama versus the AAF. I would argue that if one of those teams is professional and when one's not, it's the Alabama Crimson Tide is the professional football team. It certainly isn't the AAF. These guys are, UPS truck drivers and, landscapers. They might, for 3 months of the year, collect a few $1,000s to play what they're calling professional football. But come on, let's get real. University of Alabama guys are in a weight room 12 months a year. They're on a prescribed fitness, nutrition plan. These guys that are playing in the AAF, I mean, these guys are eating Taco Bell and drinking a 12-pack every night, which is actually sounds kind of familiar.
So do you think that the Alabama quarterback could start for the Arizona Hotshots right now?
Well, the Arizona Hotshots are the best team in the league. So, it's interesting. He could damn sure start for the Memphis. Well, I don't even know their name. That's how much I'm following this. But he would be a upgrade over Christian Hackenberg. I can tell you that.
Okay.
I would probably be an upgrade.
Here. Now, let me throw you guys out a hypothetical. Let's say with about another game or two under their belt, I take the AAF All-Star team, the Pro Bowl for the AAF. The best players of the A, put them all together, all 8 teams. How many NFL games would they win per year?
0.0000.
Really? So you don't think the AAF All Stars or Pro Bowl teams could actually win a game or two against, let's say, the Bills or the Cardinals?
It would be like one of those junior high school girls games where the score's 87-0. Or 2. Wow. Maybe they let them score a basket at the end.
Wow.
Yeah, it would be a complete mismatch. Remember, I don't think I couldn't emphasize enough that the gap in talent between the AAF and I think it's an entertaining product, but it's a very low level of football, in my opinion.
But how low? I mean, don't you think if they would start a professional league trying to compete a little bit or kind of give some market value to after the NFL, that they would be decent? Like, would you consider them as good as like a good AAA MLB team compared to league? I mean,
well, I mean, baseball is a little bit different because a AAA team could beat a major league team on any given day, but a substandard football team could not beat an NFL team. No way.
So let me ask you something. Let's say if you went to the AAAs in baseball midway through the season and you recruited the absolute best 25 players from all the AAA teams in the country, could they compete at a major league level?
Yeah, they already do. That's right. I think we have a few major league franchises that are essentially using that model. What would be the best major league example of that, Rick?
Well, I think Oakland right away. Every year they're just bringing in all their new minor leaguers, and sure enough, every year they're competing and they're close to making the playoffs. And most years, at least in the last 15, 20 years, in the Billy Beane era. So yeah, in baseball, it's obviously a doable thing. Football, no chance, no shot. You can't even compare the two.
All right, so Brian, now so then, all right, so that's I truly believe that. Let me give you an example. Let's say you had an NFL, and then you had the BCS Final Four. Okay, so you got the NFL teams, not necessarily the Super Bowl teams. Let's just say the NFL 8 and 8 teams and then the BCS Final Four. Where do the AAF teams rank in between that graph?
They don't rank in between it. They would be below the BCS teams.
Really?
Yeah. That's my opinion. What do you think, Rick?
I am in complete agreement with you. I think any of the BCS teams would beat any of the AAF teams. And depending on which AAF team we're talking about, and I think Memphis is probably the worst, Arizona the best. I think the Memphis game wouldn't even be close, and Arizona game probably would be a close game and maybe be a toss-up. But not even. The BCS team would still have to be a small favorite, even against the best team. Because you got to realize that these BCS teams, almost all these players are going to be in the NFL in 1, 2, 3 years. These AAF players, they're all NFL. Even a lot of them are CFL rejects. They can't even get to practice squads in the NFL. And now you are right. They have a couple, 2, 3, 4 years age experience, so that, maybe a little bit bigger, stronger, faster. But in reality, like Bryce said, that too. Yeah. Especially in the last couple of years when they haven't been playing football, what else they've been doing. So, but yeah, I mean, these college kids now, they don't get days off. They don't get weeks off. Their whole lives are just geared to, weight training, getting to the gym, practice, nutrition, and these guys are just the top of the line athletes. As they've 4 or 5%. But you're talking about like 260, 270 pound linebackers with 4 or 5% body fat. Benching 500 pounds and squatting 800 pounds. It's insane. I mean, I don't know how many steroids they're on or not, but they bring in the best people, in terms of training coaches and nutritionists in the country.
Let's just use Alabama as an example. I mean, Alabama's gotten a little ridiculous. All of the advisors, there's a strict limit on how many coaches you can have, but Nick Saban brings in anyone he can think of that can add to the program and calls them an analyst. They have to sit up in the press box.
Right.
They can't actually interact with players officially, but the scheme is pretty complex at a lot of these BCS teams. I mean, they've got complex offenses. Their offensive coordinators are one step away from being head coaches in college football or, offensive coordinators, defensive coordinators in the NFL. So the playbooks are pretty thick. Whereas these AAF guys, I mean, they basically put these teams together in the last couple of weeks. They're one step above taking a stick and drawing plays into the dirt. That's how.
Oh my gosh! You know what? Right now, if I was one of these guys that bought into this AAF for $250 million, tell me that this wouldn't be a great game and everybody would watch it. Just like when Conor McGregor got Mayweather all hyped up and said, "Let's fight," and it became like the biggest thing, even though we knew it was kind of ridiculous. Tell me right now if I said, okay, you guys, this is going to be the biggest game of the year. the Super Bowl winner of the AAF, probably the Arizona Hotshots, or whoever wins the AAF Super Bowl, is going to play Clemson on a Monday night at 5 p.m. The Clemson team that just won the championship. Wouldn't everybody watch that?
I would.
Right?
Let me chime in here for a sec, because I think you guys are grossly underestimating the kind of like players that show up on these rosters. I mean, I'm looking at the colleges that these guys played at.
Thank you.
And I'm seeing UCLA, Oregon, Arizona State, Texas Tech, Texas A&M.
Thank you, Andrew.
Mexico State. You know, there's D2, D3 schools, surely, but there's, you know, plenty of D1 guys that play in here. I mean, you like, outside of giving them enough time to get the playbook down and assuming the coaching is not terrible, right? Which you'd hope in a professional league. You can't sit here and say, "Oh, these guys are mailmen and waiters and you know."
No, how about
come
a
on.
UPS driver? UPS drivers.
UPS drivers. Yeah, sorry, that was the specific phrase. UPS
Uber.
drivers. Come on.
These guys are real pros. They just barely got cut from the NFL. Andrew, I appreciate that, buddy.
This is. I'll use a clothing example. I'm not gonna lie. I like going to Ross or TJ Maxx from time to time, and they have clothes that came from, you know, nice manufacturers. You know, the UCLA's and Texas's, if you will, of clothes, right? But for some reason, they didn't sell. I don't know why. You know, I don't know why the purple and orange striped polo didn't sell, and I get to buy it for $4 at Ross.
Brian,
But,
hold that thought, buddy. We got to take a break. Folks, we got to take a timeout. Fifth Street Sports, back in 3 minutes.
Attention business owners. Are you struggling while waiting for your customers to pay on their net 30, 60, or 90-day invoices? Can't get a business loan? Have no equity? Bad credit? Or maybe no credit at all? Then you need to call AmeriFactors right now. AmeriFactors will give you cash for your invoices and there's nothing to pay back. We simply buy your account receivables, and if those clients don't pay on the invoices, we take the loss. We give you funds based on your account receivables, not your credit. And 98% of all applicants are approved. It's that simple. With AmeriFactors, there's no more waiting for your customers to pay. We give you the funds up front, then we wait for your customers to pay us. Fund your business today. Call AmeriFactors right now.
800-847-1183. 800-847-1183. 800-847-1183. That's 800-847-1183.
Hi, I'm Dr. Robert Clapper, Chief of Orthopedic Surgery at Cedars-Sinai Medical Group in Los Angeles, California. Dedicated to your health, your life, and your sports. As a weekend warrior, you know about sports injuries and pain. Exercise is an important element in keeping your body's core in good shape to minimize sports injuries. But when you are in pain, there is one product that I recommend to my patients, and that is Blue Goo Gel. Blue Goo consists of a proprietary formula developed specifically for the treatment of inflammation and general muscle aches and strains. I recommend Blue Goo for my patients coping with hip and knee pain before surgery, especially bursitis and tendinitis. Give Blue Goo a try. Call 1-888-330-0123 and you'll receive a 1-week supply of Blue Goo absolutely free. The makers of Blue Goo are even paying the shipping. The number again is 1-888-330-0123. If you want more information on Blue Goo, visit online at www.dothegoo.com.
Now available at select Big 5 stores near you.
If you or someone you love suffers from drug addiction, now is the time to utilize your private health insurance PPO plan. If eligible, receive up to $30,000 or more in substance abuse benefits with low or no out-of-pocket cost. We are the National Treatment Network, the premier drug and alcohol treatment referral service operating 24/7. We help connect you with facilities nationwide that accepts PPO private health insurance for substance abuse. If you have PPO substance abuse coverage and you need immediate admittance to a medical detox or residential rehab treatment center, call us now. Call our live referral helpline today. The call is free. This program is not available to Medicare or Medicaid customers.
Call 800-296-1252. 800-296-1252. 800-296-1252. That's 800-296-1252.
Guys, we are back. This is Fifth Street Sports on Sports Byline USA Radio Network, joined with Oklahoma Brian and Florida Rick. Hey, you guys, during the break, I just took this argument of ours here over here to arbitration, and you guys are dead wrong. Me and Andrew just looked this up. Andrew, why don't you explain to these guys that they are not Uber drivers, or they don't work
UPS
at UPS,
drivers.
yeah, or UPS drivers and everything else?
I'm gonna preface this by saying, Brian, you are an Alabama homer. That it's just you're an Alabama guy, all right? I get it. This is your beloved team. But you cannot tell me that teams with former Alabama players that played there for, 4 years or however long, plus college players from a ton of other teams, jammed onto one team would not even compete with a bunch of 18, 19, 20, 21-year-old college guys.
Thank you.
It does not make sense. You can't like even if these guys are UPS drivers. Okay, I'm going to use a soccer analogy. Iceland, the Icelandic national team, has literal UPS drivers, like guys that have normal jobs. They have, I think, a dentist as somebody in the team, right? Or either on the team or around the team. And they beat huge teams in the World Cup.
Yeah, like
unless football,
like driving UPS does not
football.
make you driving for UPS does not make you an inferior football player.
well, I mean, not practicing makes you an inferior football player, but these guys are all practicing now. They're all making money, and they're all have a lot of experience, more experience, one would say, than quite a few of the Alabama players.
That's right.
The
Now,
ones that haven't. I agree. If the competition was delivering packages on, Christmas season, AAF would dominate. I'd make them a 20-point favorite. But if the contest is American tackle football, there's no way you can convince me that the island of misfit toys, which is essentially what the AAF is, would stand a chance against. It doesn't have to be Alabama. I'm an Alabama guy, but it could be Clemson. It could be anyone else.
Yeah, sure. Alabama. Yeah, you're an Alabama guy, but nobody can touch your team. Nobody can touch.
Wait a second, Andrew.
Not.
Hey, I think we should petition for the Super Bowl winner of the AAF to play the BCS winner. That would be a heck of a game. I think everybody, Rick, don't you think everybody would tune into that?
We don't.
No. We lost
Rick's audio.
We lost Rick's audio. Oh.
Well, sorry. Okay, I think you'd have a hard time allowing the NCAA to allow their one of their teams to compete against guys 5-6 years old. It might be a lot of injuries and lawsuits and so forth. I don't think it would go over well. I don't think it would ever happen. Although it did, like you said, happen in the 60s when the college all-stars played the NFL team, which I looked that up, and you were completely right. I had never heard of that before. Brian, did you know about that in the 40s, 50s, 60s?
I did. Until the 70s.
I never knew this until Frank mentioned it. Yeah, it happened until the 70s.
And they got hammered.
Yeah, well.
Not actually. A lot of times the college teams won. I think they won like 11 or 12 times.
Oh, that had to be in like the 30s or the 40s. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it was mainly 30s and 40s. Yeah, right.
And the game was more competitive than you would remember. I'll tell you a funny story. Swear to God, true story. When I was a little
Brian,
kid,
I'm going to have to interrupt you real quick, Brian, just because we got a message in from Kevin Lockhart.
Kevin
I think we know
Lockhart.
who this is.
Fifth Street Sports Social.
And through our YouTube live chat, he said, Andrew, remind them that Dennis Rodman was a janitor in an Oklahoma airport before the NBA. Lots of talented people out there that just need the right opportunity. And I say amen to that.
There you go. He was a janitor there in your home state. Next thing you know, he's on the Bulls winning rings.
I sent you an article during the break. I don't know if you looked at it, but it's a composite analysis of every AAF roster and how highly recruited those guys were coming out of high school. On average, they're 3-star recruits, which is good. That's a good college football team. It's not a great team. It's not a BCS team by any stretch. So you're basically telling me you're going to take 3-star players that are past their expiration date right? If they were lettuce, they would not be on the shelf right now. As a football player, they can stay on the shelf a little bit longer. You're going to take the expired 3-star players against 4-star players that, yeah, maybe they're a little bit, maybe they're not quite ripe. They're a little on the young side, but they're 4-star players, and they're about to be first-round draft picks. I don't think it's a close game.
Brian, and this is my last point because I can't be on here yakking with you guys the whole time. I
You
got
can.
a job to do, but surely, Brian, you cannot just call these guys. They may have been 3-star recruits when they were 18, right? But come on, these guys are probably 22, 23, 24 with 4 years of, or 28, however old, but with way more experience and knowledge behind them. They're definitely, they definitely still have some things that a lot of these, young green recruits.
You know how
they're
we
not
could
3
solve this?
stars anymore. You know what I mean? They're better than a 3-star recruit. They were one.
They
at
have a
one point.
lot. Yeah, they have a lot more experience and skills at delivering packages. I'll give them that.
I would like to go to the training camps and see what their time trials were and what their weights are compared. Because if you start seeing that these guys are 285 pounds, offensive linemen, and they ran a 4.5, then it doesn't matter. They can beat any college player.
You guys are so wrong. Well, there's only one way to settle this, and that is to find a nerd to make a video game and put these players into it, and then we'll settle it by playing a video game.
All right. So then let's get on to the next thing, because I know you guys are a little bit. What do you guys think about this? Major League Baseball is now pissed off at Vegas because they wanted to stop taking action on these exhibition games.
Well, go ahead and explain the whole story of where Major League Baseball is coming with this. I got some opinions. I don't think most people are familiar with exactly what's going down with Major League Baseball.
So anyway, it came out yesterday that MLB, I don't know how long ago they asked, maybe last week or a few weeks ago, but they asked Las Vegas to the Nevada Gaming Board they asked if they would stop taking bets on MLB preseason games. And I guess the Nevada Gaming Board met and decided that absolutely not. We're not going to stop taking bets on the preseason games. Baseball said it was for the integrity of the game, because the preseason doesn't have all the stars in it. They have playing lots of minor leaguers, so guys who are maybe only making $50,000 or $75,000 a year, they might be able to be manipulated to throw games compared to the obvious MLB players are making millions, all of them. So no one's going to ever risk that. But they're thinking that maybe they can get a minor leaguer to throw a game, but it's ridiculous. It's just the first step of them trying to move on to the next thing. This is step one. And if they were to somehow get Nevada to agree to this, step 2 is coming, whether it be in a few months, next year, a couple of years, something else is going to come up. And then, they're thinking, so Nevada obviously instantly shut them down and said, no, that's never going to happen.
Wow.
Yeah, here's my thought on it. I agree with you. I don't think that that one player can affect it. And I don't think that, but I do think there's actually an interesting angle here, and that is the one guy who has all the information is the manager, who knows how much he's going to play his regular players in any one game, how long he's going to leave a pitcher in, how exploratory he's going to be in some of the, how daring he's going to be in some of the substitution he makes. If it's a split squad game, which team is getting the the varsity players, so to speak, and which team gets the JV players. That information is gold, and I think that's what I would worry about if I was worried about the integrity of preseason baseball betting. It's the fact that someone kind of knows what the agenda is for these teams.
Boy, that's a great point, Brian. Hey, you guys, let me ask you something, because I think we should at least spend 3 or 4 or 5 minutes, especially since you were a big lead on this story. Brian, you were 3 to 4 weeks ahead of this release. I think we should spend maybe 3 minutes in this segment, a couple minutes in the other one. What's happening in this LSU and this college scandal, and why don't you brief us on that?
Well, yeah, there was a trial this past summer involving Adidas and some universities and a couple players, and a lot of interesting things came out. There were some telephone wires that were released, transcripts of text. And there's been a lot of scrutiny on a number of schools, Kansas, LSU, Arizona, among others. And yesterday, it was revealed that 2 college coaches, Will Wade at LSU and Sean Miller at Arizona, are going to be subpoenaed in another trial involving corruption in college basketball that starts on April 22nd. So 2 weeks after the season ends. And it's going to be absolutely fascinating to see how these guys handle this in a courtroom. Because remember, up until now, I hesitate to use a Paul Manafort analogy because I'm terrified of where it might go. But you think of the ongoing Russia investigation, right? We know that you can say whatever you want if you're on Fox News or MSNBC, but the moment you step foot in a courtroom or in Congress and you are testifying under oath, you're at serious risk of committing perjury, and that by itself can send you to jail for several years. So these guys, I don't know if they're going to stick to the story that they've been sticking to so far, which is they know nothing about payments of players, they're clean, or if they're going to actually have to maybe tell the truth. We'll see.
Now, let me ask you, Brian, are you concerned at all for your well-being since you broke this 3 weeks early and you used a quote, "You guys, I have the tip of the iceberg," were your words?
I was right, and I knew something was going down at LSU and it would be released, but I think a lot of people suspected that as well.
All right, thanks, Brian. We got to go to break, folks. Fifth Street Sports, back in 3 minutes.
Want to fly somewhere? Looking for cheap flights or cheap tickets? Then call. That's right. Call the low-cost airline travel hotline now for prices so low we can't publish them anywhere. Low Cost Airlines has all kinds of cheap travel deals. Fly domestically and save up to 75%. You can even fly internationally and save even more. Yes, fly anywhere in the world and save a lot of money on your plane tickets. We'll even save you money with cheap travel deals on hotels, rental cars, even complete travel packages. So don't book your tickets until you call us first for the absolute cheapest prices on U.S. and international airline tickets and hotels. Call right now for prices so low they can't be published. Travel experts are here 24/7 to help. 800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. That's 800-754-4531.
Imagine this is your money and someone wants to take it from you. Who is it? The IRS. They want your money, and guess what? They can legally take it, all of it if they want. Remember, they sent you that letter that said, hey, you owe us a bunch of cash and we're going to take it from you. So what do? Fight back by letting our team of experts at the Tax Helpline work it out with the IRS so you can keep your money. And we're good at what we do. When you hire us, you get a team of guys on your side that know the IRS laws and will fight to save your money. So, if you owe the IRS a ton of cash and you want to keep it, call right now and learn for free how we can help you put it back in your pocket.
800-932-1749. 800-932-1749. 800-932-1749. That's 800-932-1749.
I'm Nick Ebram. I like to have a nice smooth shave. I do have a goatee. I like to make sure the skin around it is nice and smooth. And when you're using one of those disposable razors, you never know what you're going to get. You don't get a great shave. I tell you, I have found the solution to my shaving issues with Harry's razors. Non-slip, comfortable handle. I think these are absolutely the best. Right now, you can get a $13 value trial set. Comes with everything you need for a close, comfortable shave. Weighted ergonomic handle, a 5-blade razor with a lubricating strip, a rich lathering shave gel, a travel blade cover. You can get a $13 value trial set right now. Go to harrys.com/World Soccer. Go right now, harrys.com/World Soccer. Redeem your offer right now and let them know that I, Nick Ebers, sent you. harrys.com/World Soccer to go get your Harry's razors.
Folks, this is Fifth Street Sports. I'm Frank Perez, joined with Oklahoma Brian and Florida Rick. We're on Sports Byline USA Radio Network, American Forces, iHeart, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Guys, of course, we know this is the segment talk you can bet on, but we're going to spend about 5 minutes more. Brian, it looks like you opened up a double can of whoop ass on yourself over here.
Before we get there, Frank, we got a couple messages in. The first one is from our good friend Billy Donlin, who wanted to ask. This is our YouTube live chat, by the way. We're streaming right now live on YouTube, youtube.com/Fifth Street Sports. Billy Donlin writes in, Oklahoma Brian, what college team would Arizona Hotshots be a pick against in college football? Before you get to that, Brian, we got one more here from Daniel Wages. And this is from Team Casano, apparently. He said, I guess you've got Casano's game. Hope you enjoyed Northern Colorado yesterday from Wages. Today I like SLU plus 9.5.
Hey, Daniel, this Daniel's been really red hot, too. He's part of the Casano team, which is great. But, Brian, we got some more.
He's the protege.
These people, one guy is even here. Here's another thing from a guy. He says he is going to do times and weights on these players to prove you wrong because he thinks that you are not giving these guys enough credit in the AAF.
I'd love to see it. I'd like any kind of metrics that people can come up with to compare the two. It's a fascinating subject. I'm pretty confident that I'm right, but I'm the first to admit when I'm wrong. If somebody shows me, evidence that I have not evaluated this correctly, I'd love to see it.
No, we actually have the stats. This guy says he's going to pull up the stats and the times from training camp, and he's going to put up the individual players' weights and speeds, and you'll see that Alabama wouldn't stand a chance.
Oh, training camp of the AAF?
Yes. I mean, they clock. Do we trust that data? Well, I don't think they're using little like $20 Fitbits to do these times. They're actually, they actually got real clocks. Real clocks. These are pros.
Hey guys. I just came in from the Harry's Razor commercial. Yeah, it takes me a minute, but something struck me while I was listening to the show, and great show by the way, enjoying it. The very fact that we are here now in basically the beginning of March, and we are talking about college football, the NFL, and the AAF, and could they play in the NFL, or who would they play up against college football? That is a win for the sport of football, a big win for the NFL, a big win for college football. The fact that the discussion is now in March and we're still talking football. That's what the AAF is doing. And that's when we talk about minor leagues and having a viable minor league. That's what it does. It continues the conversation when right now everyone will be talking about college basketball, the upcoming baseball season, the hockey playoffs. You guys are sitting here talking football. That's a big win for the game.
So, Brian, I think that when the tail of the tape comes in, you may end up with a lot of egg on your face out of this. But I'm with you, buddy. I got to defend the Fifth Street resident. Okay.
Hey, what was that Daniel Wages play? I was actually looking for it.
Yeah. Hey, Bob.
St. Louis. It was St. Louis plus 9.5.
Oh, okay. Okay. Cool.
Okay. Now, and also now from Joey Casano, JoeyCasano.com. He is on Miami of Ohio plus 6.5. Miami. So that's from Team Casano. Now comes to you guys. What do we got in the hopper, boys?
I'll let you go first.
Okay. All right. I'll start off. And there's only 3 NBA games tonight. It's a doubleheader on TNT, and you throw in Orlando at the Knicks, which somehow did not make TNT tonight. But, I'm sure next year, 2024, it will. But anyway, there's 2 great games in TNT. Boston at Toronto. Toronto's 3.5 and 226.5, and OKC's playing at Denver 3.5 and 237.5. 2 very entertaining games. I think both games are going to be, right, just back and forth. I think both games will land around the number. I don't like any plays in those games. Just they'll be entertaining. Watch them. The one play I actually do like is the Orlando Knicks. I think this game is to be a big over. I think 2 bad teams just after the All-Star break. Trying to show something, prove something, and they've had a couple of nice wins lately. And I think this game looks like it will probably be played really high at pace. And I like over 215. It seems like a low total with these teams, and that's my one NBA play for the night. Before I get into college,
let me jump into the NBA before we move on to college. You know that historically speaking, the phenomenon of having two elite teams play each other this late in the year is traditionally a big under. It's one of the really great go-to plays, and also Thursday night is the second lowest scoring. I'm sorry, we're on Tuesday night.
It's only Tuesday night. It seems like Thursday, but it's only Tuesday.
It seems like Thursday because there are 3 games. Yeah, that's funny. Okay,
Exactly,
but what
yes.
do you think? What do you think about the elite versus elite angle and under on the 2 marquee games?
Yeah, if I was playing these games, I would only play unders on totals. I'm still not going to touch them, but if I had free bets, I would play the unders on the games without thinking, just because of that scenario you're talking about, the 2 versus 5 in the Eastern Conference, and 2 versus 3 in the Western Conference. So yeah, at this point we're already almost in March. I think that theory is really going to start coming to effect big time come mid-March and the rest until the end of the regular season. But at this point, I think you could already, if you're looking to bet, to watch the games and make a small bet, I would play the unders.
Hey, you guys! I was going to suggest something. This Daniel Wages has been pretty good. I say we start incorporating him in here with under Team Casano's plays, if that's okay with you guys.
Sure.
Been pretty decent.
Yeah.
He's been amazing. Yeah, I don't know if he's lost a play yet.
No, he has not lost a play. This guy's undefeated. I'm telling you, this Joey on Sunday, 2 Sundays in a row, 3-0. Just texted me 6 straight winners.
What are the odds that someone with the name Daniel Wages ends up being a professional sports gambler?
Well, Brian said he's a porn star, right? And what do we call him?
Yeah, it's a great porn name. I got to say, it's a phenomenal porn name. But I wonder, would Daniel Wagers, what would have been better, Wages or Wagers?
I don't know, but either
it's like a writer's name,
Either way, the guy's good, and he's on Team Casano.
Pen name.
Yeah. All right, you guys. So you're endorsing only Orlando over, right? And then Brian,
that's the only NBA play that I have, of course.
You like the 2 marquee games under, right?
I would lean that way, but I'm not going to make it a play.
Okay, no plays. All right, let's go to the college then, guys. Unless we're done with the pros. If we're done with
there's only 3 games, so unfortunately, that's it for NBA. Frank, you said you had a game today. I'm dying to know what it is.
Oh no, you guys go first. I'm hoping I don't oppose. I'm hoping that I don't oppose with you.
Brian, you want to take it first?
I'm going to let you. By the way, I neglected to wish you a happy birthday on the Friday show. Sorry about that. So happy belated birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Oh, well, thanks. 4 days later, I'll take it,
Yeah.
Still celebrating. Had a long birthday weekend, and it's into Tuesday, and I'm still getting birthday wishes. I feel really special and honored this year. So, all right, let's start with the college games, and I'll start at the game 6-12. This is probably my favorite game of the night. Game 6-12, Ohio State, -3.5 at home against Iowa. Ohio State's played a really tough schedule late, as you know. They keep playing the Michigans, the Michigan States, Purdue's. They're in every game. They're pretty much on the road. Seems like every game. Now they're losing, but they're every single game they're in it to the very end, or they I think even pulled one of them out. But anyway, so now Ohio State's at home finally against Iowa. I think an overrated Big Ten team. I think the level of talent in these 2 teams is pretty large, and I think Ohio State -3.5 here is a really low line. The public is 2/3, 66% on Iowa here, and the line's actually moved a point to 1.5 in Ohio State's favor. So it's tremendous reverse line movement. I don't see this game being that close. If the action point still existed, I think this would be a great action point game. So this is actually my favorite game of the night. Game 6-12, Ohio State -3.5. I think it'll probably close 4.5 as well. I think it'll only move up at this point. Which most of our games that we give out, almost always move in our direction. I don't know if you've noticed that, Frank. I know Brian's noticed that because we talk about it a lot. But all of our games, not all of them, but the majority of them move in our direction if they move at all.
Yeah, Brian, is there any of your 6-digit game number games that today?
No, not on Tuesday. But I do like the Ohio State game a lot. What's Ohio State's tournament situation? I guess they're on the outside of the bubble at this point. RPI is too low, I'm guessing, but they could get there easily. Well, a win tonight would certainly go a long way, right?
Boy, I'm thinking that they're in the position where they're going to probably need to win the Big Ten tournament or at least make the final. Well, no, maybe not. You know what? Their record's a little bit better than I thought. They're 17-10. I thought they were closer to like 15-12, but yeah, they're 17-10, the 7th in the Big Ten. But as we know, the Big Ten's a really powerful conference, so they're going to get a bunch of teams in. So at this point, they're 7-9 in conference. But yeah, I would say they're clearly a bubble team. I didn't realize they were that good. I thought they were closer to like 5-11 in conference.
Hey, yeah, their RPI is down around 54 actually. So, but a few wins, they could be in the top 40. So why not?
Guys, here, I'll give you my game really quick. It's the Akron-Buffalo game. I'll keep you out of suspense. Akron-Buffalo over 148.5. I think the game lands 170, 175. That's mine. So I'm going to go with Akron and Buffalo over 148.5. I got that from a lot of sharp accounts. Plus, I actually liked it myself a little bit. All right, next game, guys.
Okay, well, my next game that I have listed is going to be the Duke-Virginia Tech game. And I'm looking at the game number right now, and I believe that would be game number 636, Virginia Tech plus 3.5 and under 145 in this game, in the same game. Virginia Tech plus 3.5 and under 145. Virginia Tech's got a tremendous defense. They're at home. The crowd's going to be electric tonight. ESPN. Duke's coming into town. Doesn't get any bigger than Duke. And Virginia Tech loves to play defensive games at home. And now without Zion, you're looking at a game that I think is going to be played in the 60s, not 70s. So possibly even in the high 50s, but probably the low to mid 60s. So I think this will be a real close game. I actually would take Virginia Tech to win the game. So I would throw it, it would be a quarter, half unit on the money line. But I really like Virginia Tech plus 3.5 and the under 145. I mean, that makes Duke's team total about 74.5 on the road in a tough environment without Zion Williamson. And they got by Syracuse, with a big run late in the second half. But Virginia Tech's a much better team than Syracuse, and I don't see Duke winning this game, and I don't see them, coming anywhere near that team total of 74.5. So those two plays are going to go hand in hand. Duke, Virginia Tech plus 3.5 and under 145.
I don't disagree, but I'll tell you this: if I'm playing Virginia Tech, I think I'd play them on the money line tonight.
Yeah, well,
I'd get that money line.
Throw a little bit money line as well, but yeah, you can get on money line right now about plus 150, plus 145, plus 155.
No, about 155. So 3.5 or 1. Yeah, that's about right, Brian. That's a good play. That's a good play.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. Brian, you got anything on this card tonight?
Yeah. Before I get to the meat and potatoes, I did actually look in a account because I know you like those 6-digit rotation games. There is
well,
one.
You're undefeated. I mean, you're kicking ass in these things.
Yeah, there's a good one. WAC is actually kind of a BS conference now. It actually is a 6-digit conference because you would probably not recognize the teams in the WAC at this point. But Seattle plus 3 tonight is a very good play. It's 307.
307.
307. Okay, when we come back, guys, we'll finish releasing that one and everything else. Fifth Street Sports, back after this break.
Where do you want to go on a vacation or honeymoon? The Caribbean, Europe, Hawaii, Mexico? How about Disney or a cruise? At Superior Cruise and Travel, we've got you covered. We'll assign you your own travel concierge. They'll help you design a custom vacation plan that you can't find online. And the service is completely free. You can't compare the value of this to any other online travel company. We can help you plan a custom vacation anywhere in the world. We even offer payment plans with no credit card required. Now you pay off your vacation on your time schedule. Call now and mention the promo code RADIO and save up to $500. Book your custom trip. Call Superior Cruise and Travel now and talk to one of the highest rated travel agencies in the country with a 5-star A+ online rating.
800-570-9631. 800-570-9631. 800-570-9631. That's 800-570-9631.
Attention business owners, now is the perfect time to start saving money on your cable TV bill for your business. We can give you packages with up to 90 great channels and save your business a ton of cash. And if you call right now, you can learn how to get free equipment and free installation. Now you have choices. It's time to start saving money on your cable TV bill for your business. And call today and get 90 channels plus free equipment and free installation. Smart business owners like you all across the country are consolidating and saving money on their cable TV, internet, and phone service for the business. So now's the perfect time. This may be a limited time offer to the first 100 people that call right now. So please save money and call now.
800-470-7113. 800-470-7113. 800-470-7113. That's 800-470-7113.
Not too long ago, it felt good to withdraw your cash from the bank, didn't it? For a vacation or a new car. But today, withdrawing your own cash has become risky. Pat Boone here for Swiss America. According to The Secret War, a new Swiss America white paper, I learned that all banks are now required to spy on you and me for the government, and then report any financial behavior deemed suspicious or unusual. You must read The Secret War. It's free. Truth is, I believe the government's new war against cash is really a war against us all. But the secret is now out. So please, get and read The Secret War.
Pick up your phone and call right now. 800-932-5517. 800-932-5517. 800-932-5517. Once again, that's 800-932-5517.
Guys, Fifth Street Sports Talk you can bet on. We're back.
I got to interrupt again, guys. I'm sorry, but we actually got a couple messages in real quick. We got a little bit of a change or a mistake from Kevin Lockhart. He was actually Dallas Fort Worth Airport's overnight janitor, not Oklahoma. And then we got Daniel Wages coming in. And this is all from our YouTube live chat, youtube.com/Fifth Street Sports. Daniel Wages, by the way, that is my real name. Thank you for the flattery. I should have used an alias before I switched over. Now I'm stuck.
There it is, you guys. That's his real name. Daniel, thank you. Hey, you guys got anything else before we recap all the games?
By the way, Daniel, I was going to say, Daniel's got a great chance of getting on the NCAA banned list of known suspicious characters. They love to put guys with names like that on the list. Well, that's a whole other show. We'll talk about that another day. Go ahead.
He'll be right below. He'll be right below Don Bess.
Exactly.
So my one more game I have this game 625 Alabama +2 at South Carolina. The better team here is getting a couple points on the road. I like Alabama to win this game outright. 625 Alabama +2.
All right, so let's recap this.
I got a couple games. In that same game, I love the under. It's a big game, but South Carolina really needs to win out. And I'm not sure they're going to win tonight, but I love the under. I think this game's going to – and Alabama does too. This is bubble versus bubble. It makes sense the game would be an under. I like TCU on the road at West Virginia, they're laying 4.5 right now. And two other games I like. I matched on Syracuse. Was that a play of yours, Rick?
No.
I like it. I haven't given it out, but I like it.
You like what are they getting? They're getting 11 against North Carolina, right?
They're getting 11, yeah.
Yes.
One last play, Memphis Tigers at home -4.5. And to the question that was asked earlier, Arizona State would be a pick 'em with the Arizona Hotshots.
Okay. Boy, we got a big show tomorrow, folks. We can't recap them all, but at least we can Joey Casano on Memphis. So Miami of Ohio +6.5. Daniel Wages on St. Louis. You heard all our picks. We appreciate you. We thank you for listening. Fifth Street Sports. We'll be back tomorrow, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. Take it all down, folks. Tape the show because we got a lot of plays tonight. Good luck to everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.